Good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are going to be in the book of Matthew again. We were there yesterday, right? In Matthew chapter 6. Today we're going to be looking at Matthew chapter 11. This is verses 28 to 30. And it says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For I am gentle and I am humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." This is Jesus speaking here. I'm going to read it from the Passion Translation as well. And he says, "Are you weary? Are you carrying a heavy burden? Come to me. I will refresh your life, for I am your oasis. Simply join your life with mine. Learn my ways, and you'll discover that I'm gentle, that I'm humble, I'm easy to please, and you will find refreshment and rest in me. For all that I require of you will be pleasant and easy for you to bear." So I love this. Love this passage, love this verse. And I mean, Jesus starts right off. He says, "Hey, come to me." I think he's not saying like, go away from me, or, come to me when you're all cleaned up, or come to me once, your life is in order. He's just saying, come to me. And I love that. He's not drawing driving anybody away, but he's saying, come, just come, come, come. As you are, where you're at, just come. I love that. I often think of, like with my kids, if they're struggling or if they're going through something, I'm like, just come here, like, let me hug you. Just come here. It's going to be okay. Just come here. Just come. And that's what Jesus is saying here. He's talking about, it's like a personal trust. It's trusting him, in the midst of whatever it is we're going on, but it's just coming before him, the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. When he talks here about all you who are laboring and are heavy laden, this is actually very often, it's two things. One, it's kind of the self-sufficiency where we're like, I got this, let me do this on my own. Like, we're all right here. It's that burden. And then, so it's the burdens that we put upon ourselves, but then it's also the burdens that other people may put on us as well. And if we know that, sometimes they can be pretty heavy, right? Some of the things that we go through and seasons in our life can be pretty heavy. I love this. Jesus is like, yo, come to me, like, bring it all, bring it all, bring it all. He's saying, he's making us a wonderful offer here. He's saying, take my yoke upon you and learn from me, and he'll give us rest for our souls. I love that. His yoke is easy and his yoke is light. I love, love, love that. One of the things I think it's hard to, unless you live on a farm or you grew up that way, I mean, like, understanding what he's talking about here with like a yoke, and it's like, that doesn't sound pleasant. Like, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand that. So if you were like me, who were just kind of like, okay, like, what does this mean? Let me try and break it down a little bit for you. So yokes back in that day, they were made of wood. And it wasn't like a one size fits all for every animal. They actually tailor made each yoke for each animal. So if you had a new ox or a new animal, whatever, pick an animal, any animal you want. If you had a new animal that you were training to plow, what the farmers would do back in that day is they would often pair it up with another animal that was more experienced, maybe a little bit older, a little bit stronger, and that animal would bear the burden, the weight of the yoke, and they would walk alongside the young animal as they're walking through the learning process, which I think is just so fascinating. And again, remember, like, these yokes that they would put on the animals, they were not like a one size fits all. Each one was fitted for them. That's actually what that word easy, when it says your yoke is easy and your burden as light, that word easy specifically means well fitting, like it is well fitting, So I love this. Jesus is not calling us to a lazy life. He's not calling us to an indulgent life. He's just calling us just to be with him, to have that relationship with him. And that's so important. It's not going to be like, we're not going to have all these lighter demands, or, we'll be sipping a martini somewhere, laying on the beach, relaxing. We still have life that we have to do, still relationships, there's still work, there's still things that we have to do. But the burden of it, you will feel the difference. Sometimes I will go about and I'll do things and I'm doing them on my own. And then I can feel like a weightiness or heaviness. And the Lord's like, bring that to me. And so that's what I do. Because otherwise I'm just carrying around this heavy load, and it can be a lot sometimes. It can definitely be a lot. So he wants to be the one to carry those heavy burdens that we are carrying. He wants to be the one that carries the uncertainty, the weight of the uncertainty that we walk with. He wants to be the one to bear the weight of all those fears and those anxieties that just keep coming up again and again and again. He wants to be the one who carries just the weight of the pain of the season that we're in. And he wants that, and we need to trust him with it. We need to trust to be able to release it to him and be like, Lord, this is too heavy for me to carry. And that's really his desire. He wants that relationship with each one of us where we can be like, Lord, this situation doesn't make sense. It's obviously upsetting me. It's obviously heavy. I can feel the literal weight of it. Lord, given this to you, Lord. I am going to trust you with this. I'm going to trust you with the outcome. I'm going to trust you in the midst of this. Like this here, here you go. That's what he wants. He wants that relationship with us where, if we're struggling with maybe a doctor's, call that we just got or something like that. Lord, this doesn't make sense. You are my healer. I'm standing on this. And the anxiety and all that stuff that goes along with it. Father, I'm giving that to you. I'm going to trust you in the process. I'm going to trust you that you're going to see me through this. I'm going to trust you in here. That's that part that, that comes from that relationship and through that intimacy with him. And I would encourage you to, just set aside a little bit of time today. Just go in your bedroom or go for a drive or journal if you're a journaler. Just set aside some time today, and just if there's anything weighty, if there's any burdens that you're carrying, just present them to the Lord and ask him. Be like, Lord, I don't want this. That's one of the first things we need to do, Lord. I don't want to do this my own way. I don't want to just keep doing the same thing and getting the same results. Like, I want to trust you with all of this. And he'll meet you. He'll definitely meet you there. He'll give you wisdom. He'll guide you. He'll lead you. He'll direct you. And that's that whole relationship part. It's not like a once a week is not what he desires. He wants the daily, the day in and day out relationship with each one of us. And I would encourage you, go for it. It is a relationship that is not going to let you down. It is a relationship that's not going to fail you. It is a relationship where he's going to be like, come on, come give me a hug, come to me, and he will meet you again and again and again and again. I know this for myself to be true. I know this for many of you probably know this as well. He's going to meet us. He's a good father. It's a good relationship. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it. So I pray this encourages you. I pray this blesses you, and we will see you again tomorrow. All right. Bye.